Hey, everybody. This year with Angie Stone is highlighted a lot. Then it refers back to what Monique has said, a few things about, one of the Sykes has said about her experience with Netflix. Um, Listen to this. I was trying to find this and I couldn't find it. And luckily, because I had it on my Twitter, and this was maybe like, oh my gosh, like maybe, geez, probably 6 months ago. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I lost it. Well, YT Wake 'em Up. I'm subscribed to his channel, and it happened to pop up. I was like, where is that about Terrence Howard? Because I keep saying there are systems in place. So, check this out.
I want to get rid of the unions. SAG has done nothing. Check this out. I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. And then on top of it, what Paramount did, instead of putting my name as Terrence Howard performing the songs, they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount. They didn't go to Terrence Howard. They went to $12,000. That's all I ever made from Hustle and Flow. Everything else went right back into Paramount. So now I got to sue Paramount or send them a letter.
Are you serious?
I got to send them a letter to say, hey, you guys owe me about 20 years worth of residuals and performance royalties. But I didn't know. I was just trying to pay my rent then. I made $6,000 doing Crash. Crash didn't.
I remember the movie Crash. Yes, that's right. That's right.
The business don't pay actors anything. That's why the strike is going on. Actors are struggling.
As you and I were kind of joking earlier, it's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
For a pimp, for a player, for an actor, for actress, for a singer, a dancer, you name it. So let's go ahead and crunch the numbers. You know how we do. So basically, he sang the song hard out there for PIMP. And listen, I gotta tell a story. At the time when this came out, my nephews were like teenagers, okay? So one was a teenager, and so this was no, they were like maybe like preteen. So one was like a preteen, okay? And the movie came out and it was too funny. So the CD came out with that song, hard out there for PIMP. And he wanted that song. So he got his grandfather to take him to the store. They went to Walmart, take him to the store to get that CD. Oh, I want this CD, Granddad. I want this CD, Granddad. So he came back disappointed. He said, yeah, Granddad was going to buy me that CD from the movie, Hustle and Flow, hard out there for PIMP. He said, I was so close to getting it till that white boy messed it up for me. And I was like, what happened? He said, we got to the counter. And of course, the grandfather being an older man, Doug, grandfather, he said, we got to the counter and it was just him and his grandfather. And so the guy behind the register, he looked at him and he said, sir, is this CD for you or him? He said, it's for him, my grandson. And then he said, the guy told him, well, he mimicked him. There are some very explicit lyrics in this song, sir. So I don't know if you want to expose your grandchild to that type of language, sir. It has strong language. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that. He's like, oh, yeah. So then he examined it, and he didn't get it. He was like, ooh, I was so close to getting that CD, but that white boy messed it up for me. So I had to laugh. So what we did, I said, okay, calm down. So then what I did, I went and got him the clean version of the CD. So yeah, I just had to mention that because to me it was funny. He was like, I was so close. He messed it up for me. So yeah, so it's okay. So I went and got him the clean version. But yeah, think about it. There are what in place? I keep on trying to tell you. There's what in place? There are systems in place. And obviously, the system's working. So let's rewind. What did Terrence Howard say?
Has done nothing. Check this out. I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow.
So he made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. And let's check out. How much did Hustle and Flow, the movie, make? Ta-da! I Googled it. How much did Hustle and Flow make? It says the film Hustle and Flow, released in 2005, grossed a total of $23.5 million. $23.5 million. Wasn't he like the main character, him and Taraji? And the other girl that was in the show, I think she played on Orange is the New Black. So Hustle and Flow made what? $23.5 million. Uh, Terrence, how much did you say that you made on that movie?
Has done nothing. Check this out. I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. And then on top of it, what Paramount did, instead of putting my name as Terrence Howard performing the songs, they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount.
So basically, you did a song on a film for free. Basically, you did a song on a film for free is what it sounds like to me. There are what in place? Systems in place. And you wonder why you Google the net worth. I remember Violet's gave a speech and it was like the same thing. You know, she's pretty much done the same line of work, quite a few movies, and the comparison of Meryl Streep. Well, you can see why. The money gets real funny. So not only, so the movies made $23.5 million, he was like what the main character. 23 point and that was to pay his rent one more time. And so he performed that song. They said the devil's in the details. So they own DJ, had him to sing, and put who DJ wasn't singing, Terrence was. Therefore, DJ gets paid. So that lets me think, so if DJ gets paid, so when that was on whatever that music is released on those CDs, you didn't get paid either. I'm assuming Paramount did.
I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. And then on top of it, what Paramount did, instead of putting my name as Terrence Howard performing the songs, they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount. They didn't go to Terrence Howard. They went to $12,000. That's all I ever made from Hustle and Flow.
What does Dr. Clay Anderson say? Black label, white wealth? Okay.
Everything else went right back into Paramount. So now I got to sue Paramount or send them a letter. Are you serious? I got to send them a letter to say, hey, you guys owe me about 20 years worth of residuals and performance royalties. But I didn't know. I was just trying to pay my rent then.
See what he said? I didn't know. I was just trying to pay my rent then. It's like I did a video about on the Real Housewives of Potomac, and Wendy had said before she was trying to engage in a business venture, she checked the person out and Googled them, and then Robin and one of the Green Eyed Bandits, they call them, Giselle. No, not Robin, I'm sorry, Ashley. I believe it was Ashley and Giselle. They were like, she did what? And when they questioned that, I knew then. That told me a whole lot about them when it comes to business. I knew then. Wendy's on a different level. Of course, she's more educated than they are. I know Giselle has a degree, but Wendy has more education. I don't know what Ashley's. I don't see Ashley having a degree. But she's done well for herself, okay? Not discounting her. But I knew then when they questioned it, I said, that told me a lot about them. Right then and there. And they were like, oh, she Googled them. Get it from. Yeah, that's how people do. Want to kind of get an idea who you're dealing with when you don't know. So I knew then that told me a lot about them. I was kind of disappointed. So what's the whole deal? These people are already checking. They pretty much have checked you out. I wouldn't be surprised. I want to check out the last movie you did. Check out your network. Check you out. So guess what? Why would they do that? Because then they would know that they can offer you less money. That's my opinion. You gonna take it because they know your financial situation. Just like now with these jobs, all the firing and the one that's left there, they already know was many people can't find jobs out here. So therefore, You're gonna take it, and you're gonna do the job of two until you get like little Becky. I'm breaking down. Ah! She was doing that yesterday. Wow, that was really something. I'm the only waitress here. Couldn't stop to think to test a turn, slow it down, breathe. You'll get all the tips. I would have made an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm only the only waitress here. However, please extend me some grace. We're doing the very best that we can and just take it one at a time. But she just went all wacko. She just lost it. So this right here, they've assessed it. That's why they can offer the money. We're not done. Hold on.
But I didn't know. Everything else went right back into Paramount.
So he done got played.
The songs they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount. They didn't go to Terrence Howard. They went to $12,000. That's all I ever made from Hustle and Flow. Everything else went right back into Paramount. So now I gotta sue Paramount or send them a letter.
Are you serious?
I gotta send them a letter to say, hey, you guys owe me about 20 years worth of residuals and performance royalties. But I didn't know. I was just trying to pay my rent then.
So they know that. So they probably already checked him out. What's the last time he worked? What's the last movie paid? See if he'll take this. And when you are hand to mouth, when you don't have a backup plan, you're gonna take it. He said, I was just trying to pay my rent then. Hold on, so let's get to the second part.
I made $6,000 doing Crash. Crash didn't.
I remember the movie Crash. Yes, that's right. That's right.
The business don't pay actors anything. That's why the strike is.
So hold on. Let's get to Crash. You made how much?
$1,000 doing. No, I was just trying to pay my rent.
What is this?
I made $6,000 doing Crash.
So he made $6,000 doing Crash. How much did the movie Crash make? The movie Crash 2004 was a box office success, grossing $98.4 million worldwide. What did Dr. Claude Anderson say? Black Label, White Wealth. The movie Crash was a box office success, grossing $98.4 million worldwide. You couldn't even get $100,000 out of it?
I made $6,000 doing Crash. Crash didn't.
I remember the movie Crash. Yes, that's right. That's right.
The business don't pay actors anything.
So you made $6,000. Lord have mercy. But the movie Crash grossed $98.4 million. Wow. Man, they did quite well because look, the budget was $6.5 million. It made more than 7 times the estimated budget. So he made $6,000 in Crash. Matt Dillon, I remember him in the movie, he made $19,000. And it said, along with the principal actors in Crash, initially they deferred their salaries in exchange for a share of the film's profits, but received checks for $19,000 each, though they were expecting larger payments. All suited and booted and up on the screen and getting played and not paid. So Matt Dillon made $19,000. What did Terrence Howard make?
I made $6,000 doing Crash. Crash didn't.
I remember the movie Crash. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Matt Dillon made $19,000. More than 3 times the amount. But what did the movie Crash make? The budget was $6.5 million, and the movie Crash made $98.4 million. Wow. I'm done. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. He made $6,000 from being in the movie Crash, and it cost $6.5 million. So they're getting them cheap and working them hard and deep, is my opinion. Getting played but not getting paid. This is 2004. The wealth creators, working so hard. This is unbelievable. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. Wow, it's crazy.